Hi, Misha here, and because I have a couple of new variants, let's talk again about the Coastal Defender, the Coastal Defense Trooper, the Shoretrooper, aka Stormtroopers in Paradise. So I have 4 examples here. On the bottom, we have my newest one, the Shoretrooper from Andor. Next to him, I have one that I considered not including, but decided in the end he was more alike than not. This is the hover tank pilot. And then up here, we have the standard coastal trooper. And finally, we have the squad leader, although I did reverse the weapons in their hands for reasons I'll describe in a minute. So yeah, this will be a relatively quick video, at least by my standards. Let's talk about these. These are all, of course, 6-inch from the Black Series. And then they are an older figure, because we first met the Shoretrooper, originally known as the Scarif Trooper, with Rogue One. In fact, they were amongst the early promo. And this is our standard guy. He has a ammo pouch on his belt here. I actually have that pouch in real life as a piece of surplus gear. And he has a thermal detonator on his rear. He has upper armor and a unique helmet, but he has basically no upper leg armor and somewhat lightened shin armor and boots, very reminiscent on the bottom side of a scout trooper. And the arms too are armored but a little lighter weight, because these guys are designed for flexibility and work in the tropics and, well, coastal areas. Now this figure comes with a E11, which the coastal troopers definitely had, but a little bit more distinctive to them. They also carried the double-barreled version, the E22 here. This originally came with the squad leader, but I thought it better matched this guy because he has the ammo pouch. It just seemed like something you'd give to a corporal or private, the heavier gun. Of course, like I said, we see these on Scarif, but other planets besides. He is decidedly a Stormtrooper variant, for sure, with all that entails. But he got to lounge around on tropical resort places. Why not? Of course, a lot of these guys were on Scarif. They patrolled the beaches. They also monitored the bunkers, storage facilities, installations, and got blown up when that kind of went wrong. But yeah, this guy's in the normal guise with kind of the sand-colored armor with red and white striping. Here we have his squad leader. Interestingly, whereas this guy was re-released in the archive, originally he was a Walmart exclusive, and the squad leader, which you would think would be an exclusive, was the original Shoretrooper release. His major difference is he has this comma on the belt, and these are made out of a leather material, which is why this is kind of a rubber, not a cloth. I agree, for what it was supposed to be. Going with this material made sense. Notice he doesn't have the big mag pouch ammo carrier on his belt. That's why I thought giving him the smaller, lighter E11. And it does have the flashlight or glow rod update made sense. His armor is pretty much the same aside from that comma, although we do have some blue striping on the sand-colored armor. Now there is a third rank known as a Shoretrooper or Coastal Defender Captain that has almost an entirely light blue chest plate and shoulder armor. But I don't believe we ever got him in the 6-inch series. I think he was only in the 3 3/4. Just a repaint. Something to point out, the Shoretrooper configuration, unlike, say, the Snowtrooper or the Scout Trooper, was kind of a temporary posting. Almost any Stormtrooper who excelled could be promoted to these, and they were among the better ones. I'm not saying it was exactly a reward, but it was a temporary assignment, and they would kind of rotate in and out. And a lot of times, Shoretroopers, especially higher ranking ones like the essentially sergeant here, maybe a lieutenant, squad leader, they would command a squad of standard Stormtroopers as well. And they would come in specialized for this environment, maybe when others were not as well trained on island hopping tropical situations, maybe helping train regular Stormtroopers and then moving along. But either way, it was considered a temporary duty assignment and a good one. But considering that most Imperial installations did not have this kind of climate, these were relatively rare throughout the entire galaxy. So not many Shoretroopers existed ever, and even those that did, it really wasn't their full career. It was just a rotation, a tour of duty. Again, places like Scarif. I do like this guy. I think the comma is nice, and the different belt arrangement, and the fact that he does actually come with the E22 is pretty neat. Unfortunately, I don't think they re-released this one in the archive, so you have to go back to the original Rogue One wave from 2016 to get him. But this series, the Shoretrooper, is a favorite of a lot of people's. I'm not going to say he's my favorite, but I definitely really like him because of how much he connects to the original Scout Trooper. Now we come to the third one, the one I considered non-including, the TX 225 Assault Tank Driver, aka Hover Tank Driver, Combat Tank Driver. 3 of these would operate a tank, and we can definitely talk about those in a different video because I have one of the smaller model toys of the little tank. We also meet these guys in Rogue One, and 3 of them operate the tank, 2 to basically drive and man it, and then 1 to kind of command it. The armor is essentially identical to Shoretrooper armor with the free leg movement and the limited armor on the arms. They did carry an E11 as standard, and they had a slightly different helmet, more customized for their role working in a vehicle. Really, aside from the different helmet and different color scheme of the armor, they are the same. They also have a different belt. They still have the detonator on their butt here, but they have 2 small pouches, which are a little more flexible than the one big pouch, but they're there because these guys were expected to also operate as infantry to dismount from their tank if needed. They were also expected to be escorts for vehicles on foot if needed, and to serve as kind of riot control and all that. So we mostly see them on Jeddah, but they definitely could have served on the Scarif as well. Again, because the toy itself is essentially the same as a Shoretrooper, just different helmet, different paint scheme, different belt. I thought we would go ahead and include him. I actually really like this one, though. He's a neat figure. And the fact that he is essentially mechanized infantry kind of, again, reminds me of a Scout Trooper because they rode the 75Z speeder bikes and then could dismount to operate. But he fits right in with our other guys. And finally, my newest one. As I said in the Imperial Officers video, I picked up the first few from Andor, and here we have the Andor version of the Shoretrooper. He is very, very similar to the regular Shoretrooper grunt with the big mag pouch here, ammo pouch. Slightly different markings on the armor. And we have a new piece over here that's a holster. And that's for a new gun. This is the E11 pistol. This is a pistol version of the E11 rifle. Now, the E11 over here, like all these other guys have, wrong guy. This, of course, is based on the Sterling L2A3 submachine gun, the Mark IV. That was the full-size gun. In the British Isles, there was a pistol or compact submachine gun version of the Sterling known as the Mark VII. Well, essentially, this E11 pistol is the Star Wars equivalent of the British Mark VII. Sometimes also called the Paratroopers pistol in Britain. But it's a noticeably a smaller gun. More compact barrel, more compact rear end, and a different paint scheme. And it actually fits this guy well, because when we see him in Andor, he is a Shoretrooper, but he's essentially acting as a police officer, military police, security guard. And so giving him a lighter, more urban-suited weapon, also one that actually has a holster, makes perfect sense, considering he wasn't so much a direct combat troop as more of a, basically a police officer, just without the good training, which presents problems in and of itself. He still has the detonator on his back. He has another canister beside it. Again, the belt is pretty similar, just with a new double strap holster, and this does unsnap to let this go. We have actually a pretty nice paint job, or so I'm told, for this weapon. We also have a double pouch. In fact, in a lot of ways, he has the most stuff on his belt of all of these guys. But his markings would seem to indicate his position as more of a security force. And while I know some prefer the regular trooper, I actually like him. I'm a big sucker for weapon storage for holsters on these guys, because it just makes sense. He also stands really well. These all stand pretty good, frankly, but maybe just because he's new. He has the same helmet. I don't regret him. At least we do get a new weapon, new belt arrangement, and nothing else he adds to it. He also goes to show you how these served on other planets, not just Scarif. One notable place that Shoretroopers were present was during the Imperial occupation of the planet Mon Cala, home of Admiral Akbar, the Mon Calamari. Makes perfect sense. That's an example of one of the few planets in the galaxy that could definitely utilize this type of special trooper. Some of these actually also served on Yavin 4 before/after the rebels were there. And we see them encountered here and there. For example, at one point in the comics, Luke and Leia crash land on kind of an aquatic moon, and there are some Shoretroopers on there, but that's never really named. They pop up. It's a cool environment. Why not? Just here for fun. But yeah, I like this guy. He's kind of neat. It'd be kind of neat too if he kind of came with the baton, like the patrol trooper, just to reinforce the MP role. But yeah, when I heard there would be a new Shoretrooper for the Andor series, I had to pick one up. And just like with the Imperial officers from that series, I like him. Nothing earth-shattering, but never can have too many troopers, right? So, here we are, lined up again at the end. Here are our 3 standard Shoretroopers: Grunt, Leader, and Patrol MP. I put the tank driver up here because, again, I'm stretching a point a bit to really include him, but why not my video? Which one's my favorite? It would either be the Leader, because he does come with the comma and the E22, or the new Andor version because he comes with the E11 pistol. I'm a sucker for when the toys come with a unique accessory. I think I do like the Andor version the most, just because it has a lot going on with the belt, the holster. This one has the side pouches too, but not quite as many. No holster. I really like the comma on this one, but otherwise the belt's pretty empty. Doesn't even have that second detonator canister there. It's not a bad thing because he's a leader. He doesn't need it. So yeah, I really do like the new one. Still the same old body. Some might complain about the old pin style, hinge style, but look, new molds, new tooling cost a lot of money. So if you don't have to make it, I don't blame them for not doing it. But I thought we'd try to do a bit of a shorter one today. What do you think? What's your favorite of these coastal defenders, these Shoretroopers? Let me know in the comments below. As always, if you could, please do like, share, and subscribe, all that good fun stuff. This is Misha. Catch you very soon. Next time.